Well, it got bad because you made it bad. And then you let British media and the Royal Rota and all them twerps in Kensington Palace's press office make it bad to distract from you know what story, which is ongoing. And now China wants its furniture back from that person. So bold with it. They out here stealing husbands and ancient treasure furniture. Next, friends of the future king and queen spoke to the Daily Beast's Tom Sykes, said one chum. Catherine and William have been very clear. They want peace and quiet for them and the kids. A visit from Harry with all the drama that would bring would be the opposite of that. A second friend asked by Sykes if the Waleses had replied to those private Sussex messages or if the prince and princess were angling for an apology. In the wake of Spare, said, they have bigger things to worry about. Well, they need to apologize for all the behavior that was in Spare. How about that? How about that, Australian writer lady? I'm going to write that for you. How about that? Since you seem incapable of actually reporting on published incidents and this endless need to like make up this fairy tale where somehow the Waleses are the victim. Trust me. Right? I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to show you how it's done. Right? Because there's a few different angles and stories you're missing out on here. And I know you can't see it because maybe you're lazy and maybe you're reading Lord of the Flies again. They have come to terms with the estrangement from Harry and are content to let sleeping dogs lie, another friend told the Beast. Let's not leave out the Times here, who reported that Harry has intimated to friends that he would be happy to undertake some royal duties if required. However, there are many courtiers, and indeed family members themselves, who say that this would only make matters worse. Look over here, not over there. You know what makes matters bad in the first place? I think it's a situation that's been ongoing since November, December 2023. The same situation. It ain't about Harry. It's not about Meghan. It's not about their two lovely children or about Meghan's business, American Riviera Orchard. It squarely is the fault and responsibility of Prince William. Bam. To which I say, all these sources should have banded together and chipped in to rent that Piccadilly electronic billboard. Easier than them all having to spend so long on the phone giving journalists quotes. Well, they never give quotes by name. You know, it's real weird that these people are allowed to publish articles that don't quote people by name. I don't know if you have like the kind of journalism that like people go to school for in America, where primary and secondary sources have to be named. Yeah, named and verified, not source, friend, my left sock, my kitty cat. You can't quote that in a serious newspaper, but I see you can. Interesting. Not exactly credible. Same as these trolls with the black circle instead of a picture. And something that says kitty cat instead of an actual name. I bet if you were given the choice, you'd quote them and make them anonymous on top of how they're already anonymous and private and probably paid. Anyway. William and Kate's firm position seems like abundant good sense, or all made up. You don't need to have slogged through 6 years of medical school. Book learning, ew! You don't need to have slogged through 6 years of medical school to know that stressful situations where emotions would surely run high are precisely not what any patient needs. What about what William's been up to? You think that has any impact on health? You can tell me, just between us girls, what you think. From a psychological perspective, the princess and prince not only have to manage their own mental health here, but that of their 3 young children too. You think what William's been doing is helping that? If anything, Kate's cancer would seem to have only cemented further and more deeply entrenched the Wales' uncompromising position on Harry. On Harry? What about on gardening with the neighbor? That's what all the Harry and Meghan stories are supposed to be covering up. Since 2018. Possibly since before, what did they say? Le Mariage Wales. But I guess you guys don't want to talk about that. The Duke, it would seem, has clocked that his year's worth of battering ram-style attempts to The Duke, it would seem, has clocked that his year's worth of battering ram-style attempts to extract some sort of admission of wrongdoing by Crown Inc. have failed. This week, the Telegraph reported that Harry is understood to have dropped his demands for an apology for himself and the Duchess, recognizing that his attempt to force a reaction had failed. And now, on top of all this, comes the quite literal pièce de resistance that the Waleses are about as likely to welcome him into their Adelaide cottage home where they never welcomed him, come May, as grant entry to Princess Anne when she's in fundraising mode for her favorite donkey rescue charity. There goes all of Prince George's pocket money again. Yeah, ha ha ha. I don't think he wants to go over there. I mean, there's some people in that circle who aren't around anymore. I think it's, it's good to stay out in public. It's good to give certain people their, just very wide berth, like give them room. Adelaide, wherever they want to be, not being around them probably is, you could spin it and say respectful. I would spin it and say safer. Harry has only one choice left here. After his own father, King Charles, failed to put him up for a single night when he made a dash back after His Majesty's own cancer revelation in February, the only power he has left now is to pick which 5-star London hotel to check into come May. That and how many bar Toblerones he might need to cheer himself up. Did you miss the part where he had an important event with athletes in Las Vegas after that half-hour visit with his father, which he traveled far to make? Did you miss that part of the schedule, or are you just not into this journalism thing, where you check facts and, quote people who can be verified? That's just off the table. Somebody just said, here, just make up something, put in a 6th grade book report book and, all these phrases in other languages and make sure it's this long and call it a day. This is just absurd. Toblerones. Have you seen Prince Harry? He don't eat sugar. Meghan got him on that Hollywood keto. But I guess you'd have to actually open your eyes and observe to figure anything close to reality out.